Now, the Western Cape Association for Persons with Disabilities strives towards an inclusive society in which persons with disabilities are equal and active citizens. They work together with persons with disabilities and their families in facilitating social development and upliftment services, where they take the lead in removing barriers and achieving independence. So we are joined by Erica de Toit, who is their coordinator, to tell us more about their work. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jeannie. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today to give us a little bit more clarity on this amazing organisation. So, when was the organisation founded and why?
It started in 1937, pre-World War II, when there were a group of people who realised that lots of people, guys, were coming back from wars with serious disablement.
Yeah.
And there were services in Cape Town, but they felt that they needed an organising body to coordinate it. And so we were established, and that was 82 years ago. And we're still going strong.
And tell me about some of the work that they do.
So essentially, like you said, it's about supporting people so that they can become independent. So whether you have sustained an injury that results in a disability, or if you're born with a disability, it's about social services. We employ social workers who do the vast majority of the work. And they see, how can they help that person? Can the child go into a day centre to get stimulation to a point where they can go into perhaps a special education school? We have protective workshops that upskill people. You can't go back to your job because of whatever your disability is. So perhaps we can teach you a new skill that can allow you to get another job. And then there are very other...
I can imagine this must be such a huge help, especially for people who were maybe not born with a disability and then become a person with a disability. It must be quite difficult to adapt and then learn how to function, especially with moving around and having things put into your home and places that you travel with, so that it can make life a little bit easier for you to move. Is that the kind of work that you do as well?
Exactly. So that's part of one's rehabilitation. And we don't just provide a service to the individual. It includes the family. Because if you have a child that's born with some kind of disability, that's not what you're expecting. You're not prepared for that.
Not at all.
And you need to be taught how to accommodate your child. Perhaps they need special ways of feeding. Perhaps, there's ways in which they can be dressed. There's a huge, and disability is such a huge field, and there's so many different impairments that lead to disability, that it really is focusing on the individual and what that person needs in terms of their impairment.
Wow, the kind of work that you do must provide so much assistance, because, I mean, I can imagine so many people are lost at first and definitely need it. Now, I believe that one of your most successful programs is the peer program. What is that?
It's peer support. So it's really clients of ours that have become independent. And we upskill them, train them in order to support other people. So those are the people in their own communities. We have no way of knowing exactly where everybody is. We don't have that kind of human capacity. But someone with a disability can see in their neighbourhood, here is someone that needs support. And we train them to provide that support because they've walked that road. And they've travelled the journey, and so they're the best person, actually.
And I think that must be quite empowering as well for a person with disability to be able to help somebody else as well.
We've had people go from being literally shut in their homes because they don't want to go out to becoming a peer supporter themselves. We've just had a group now that have been on a learnership, a work readiness program, who are job shadowing at the moment with a view to becoming employed, gainfully, permanently employed in the open labour market. And so those are success stories. Those are wonderful.
Is there some kind of a criteria for somebody to be part of your organisation, whether they're disabled or not disabled?
To receive services?
To receive services or to help?
Well, to receive services, you need to have a disability, and that's it. To help, anybody can help. Look for volunteers. We're always looking for funders, unfortunately.
And where are you looking for the most amount of help?
In terms of but our organisation specifically, our office, is always looking for admin assistance and fundraising, help with fundraising.
Okay.
But then the branches that we have across the province, those are the people that look for hands-on help.
Amazing.
Hands-on to help with a day outing perhaps, or an event that they've got going. There's always something to do.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thank you so much for being here and giving us some clarity on your organisation. And if you feel like you are able to help, all of the information will be available on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za.